Step 2. Targeted Personal Profile. Dave took a moment to let it sink in. He then continued, "Now that we have gone through some of the misconceptions, the next thing to do is to focus on what you want and to know what it is you are marketing. People often start the job search with something broad-based, like typing their studies or experience and job into Google. Then they click on the first few links. Sam had done that exact approach last week. "Can you see why that approach is unlikely to work?" asked Dave. Sam thought for a moment, then a moment more. He knew Dave wouldn't just accept the first thing that came to his mind. When Sam was happy he had a reasonable answer, he replied tentatively, "Well, considering that is the easiest thing, I'm sure that it is what a lot of people do, so we all end up clicking on the same links." "Exactly," said Dave, "but there is more to it." "What more could there be?" Dave asked. Sam paused. He knew Dave was too deliberate to have said "more" twice in one sentence by accident. "Yes, there is more," Sam responded. "There is more. There is more to..." Then it clicked. "There is more to me than just my studies or experience. I have more to offer." Dave smiled. "Precisely. So this step is about knowing exactly what it is that you have to offer and what you want. So we will do a few short exercises of self-discovery, that is knowing what it is you are marketing, or more precisely selling. The first Google approach is like going to a restaurant and picking the first thing on the menu. The targeted approach is about picking the restaurant and arriving knowing what it is you like, so you are much more likely to end up enjoying it. So let's go on to step 2. It is not a scientific approach and will change over time, but it's important to get a better feel for yourself. And if you are unsure with your answer, just go with your first instinct. So they began the process of self-discovery to allow Sam to make sure he was focused and knew what he wanted. He understood that this would change over time, but it was a great starting point. Dave had prepared for this and gave the targeted profile exercises for Sam to complete in his notebook. On top of it was a quote, "Job hunting is no longer an optional exercise. It is a survival skill." Sam knew this was important and would give these exercises his full attention. Just going through the motions or skipping the exercises would impact 80,000 hours of his life. So Sam started to go through the 3 steps of creating his targeted personal profile. Firstly, he would look at what he prioritized in his life. Secondly, he would start identifying his core values or principles. This would help to make the right decisions. Thirdly, he was to work out his attributes. This included things he was good at, his work experience, and his qualifications. Dave left Sam to it. He knew this was personal and didn't want to interfere. He would come back 20 minutes later to see how he was doing. Dave responded, "No, I'm not saying that at all. We are going to prepare you so you have every possible chance." Dave started to speak. "First, a company's websites. Second, are aggregate job boards. Third, are recruitment companies. And fourth is your contacts and network. Probably the most successful way to get a job through is through utilizing your network." Sam was chuffed. He did this as after the first 5 he was losing track and ended up with over 20. Once his notebook was completed,